All right, guys, it's 2025. We got our first YouTube video coming out here. Surprisingly, not a react. We've got some upcoming changes coming into Path of Exile with patch 0.1.1. Um, as you guys can clearly read right here, they just did a little live stream on Darth Microtransactions and Gazzy's stream. A little Tavern Talk where they kind of address some stuff as far as the end game. I personally, I'm not gonna lie, I'm not gonna be like our boy Elon. I haven't really been playing the game too much. Marvel Rivals really kind of caught my attention. Me and the homies have been playing a lot. I'm still keeping up on a bunch of PoE2 news. I'm kind of just sitting here in a tough spot, if I can be completely honest, because I need to up the dual string. Need to get a new bow for your boy. That's kind of like one of my biggest things. Obviously, somebody will probably watch this video and say the rest of my gear is garbage. Is what it is. I'm not an absolute crazy sweat playing 12 hours a day as much. If I do a little bit of an hours check, let's see what we're at. Really not too much. I'm not gonna lie, I'm only sitting at 216. I think in the last video I was still like early 200s. So I just haven't been playing too much, I'm not gonna lie. Marvel Rivals is a great game. And they're not even paying me to say that. But let's get into the patch. So right off of the bat, they address one of the biggest community problems that we have. And it's the towers. No one likes towers. You don't like them, I don't like them. No one likes them. So they basically said, we're gonna give you complete new ones. I think they already had this in the works, but they just didn't quite get it out yet. So that should be pretty awesome. I think that's going to change the game completely about towers. The ones that they showed in the video looked absolutely awesome. So as long as there's actually some substance behind them, I think the community is going to be completely happy with that. One of the big issues that the community was sitting there talking about was bosses. They felt like they weren't getting as many bosses, so they basically said, here you go, we're going to give you a tablet that adds bosses to surrounding maps. I believe they were saying they wanted bosses to be like 1 in 4 maps, but that just wasn't around what they we're targeting. Strong boxes are going to spawn monsters faster, and the fog effect will be improved. Guys, this is huge. Strong boxes were personally me in PoE1 one of my favorite mechanics to actually go in and do. And then sadly in PoE2, I feel like I'm just kind of walking by it. I literally wish, I don't want PoE2 to be exactly like PoE1, but I wish they would just make strong boxes exactly like PoE1. Just in my opinion, that'll be a hot take. Someone will probably call me out in the comments about it. Tell me I'm wrong. They did change the way larger and smaller maps are going to be balanced just for like monsters and everything like that. So if you're going to have to sit there and do a bigger map that involves a little more backtracking, they're going to have more rare monsters so that you'll sit there and get extra loot. Worth it. Great change. Arbiter of Ash, one of the pinnacles. People have been sitting here complaining. Guys, GGG. I can't be losing 10% and only have 6 portal and only have 1 portal. I want my 6 portals back. Well, they're going to let you, at least right now, Arbiter of Ash, one of the pinnacle bosses, you'll have 6 attempts. You still can't portal out. If you just portal out on your own, you're done from what I saw. But at least if you die, you still can sit there and use your portals. So that's great. And then they said they plan on doing this for other pinnacle bosses, but that's going to require more work. If I had to take a guess, that'll probably be in the white patch, if I had to take a guess. I was definitely not someone who was like as big on this, but again, that's also because I'm probably dog shit at the game. But the visibility of ground effects will be improved by reducing clutter, which is awesome. I saw a lot of people in the live stream when that was going on, like, thank you God. This was where I'm way more happy. The zoom level on the Atlas of Worlds, and then improving load times. I didn't really have too big of an issue, but I know people were sitting there hanging left and right. And then citadels. They're actually going to appear in the fog, and they'll be closer to your kind of home base that they show. I believe that is this thing right here. If we wanted to take a look, that should be this guy right here. So your citadels are supposed to be spawning closer to this. I guess the rates and the directions they were at were a little different what they were looking for. If there's one thing that I'm super excited for, well, excited might not be the right word, but looking forward to, it's that they're going to have your citadel. So say this was a citadel here. It's going to have this kind of like gray thing coming out on top of it if it's a citadel, either the iron or copper, whichever one you're looking for. They will actually kind of show in the fog now to give you just a little general sense of direction on where to go. I'm anticipating I'm probably going to have 5 of them sitting right around my fog. So that's going to be cool. I think there's going to be a whole bunch of memes about how close we were to them and everything. But this is going to be awesome. We needed this. Players just need a little bit of a general sense of direction as to, where we're going to go. And there was a whole bunch of theories as to what, they were going to do. So I think this will be a great change. This is probably their biggest like end game adjustment that they made. Splinters getting increased by a 20% drop rate. Omens going 60% more often in Ritual. I mean, these are just like amazing, great changes. Just a general buff. I think there was also something that I don't see here on IGN because obviously we can't trust IGN. I don't think any of them even actually play games. I believe there was just a like general loot buff in general. I might be kind of crazy for that, but I thought there was a little bit more of a buff, but could be wrong. And then the huge one is the uniques. People have been sitting here complaining that the uniques really weren't too good. So they're going to give them a little bit of a buff. I think not every unique, but there is a picture, I believe, of eight-ish of them. They're going to be kind of just upping their stats a little bit more each and every time. This right here, socketable items like runes and soul cores will be able to be overwritten. So everybody knows how frustrating it is when you put these in here. And then maybe, let's use this one for example. Right on here, I had 15% mana regen on this. Now, if I didn't need mana regen and say I needed some resistances or anything else, you'll just be able to overwrite it. I don't think they said anything as far as if it's going to destroy it or pop it out. I'm going to assume it's just gone and it's just overwritten, so that's a great change as well. This one right here is also massive as well. Armor will be receiving a modest buff to effectiveness. I know players that are, armor and energy shield have been hard complaining. I can tell you right now, evasion doesn't really need anything. If people are complaining about evasion, I think they're lying to you. So it's great that armor and energy, armor being the first thing that gets not reworked, but like a little buff in effectiveness. Awesome change. So that's super good to see. And then console players, your lives are finally changing, man. You guys are going to get your loot filters that you've been looking for. The charm changes on the UI. I'm going to try to just put a little picture on it at the end here so you guys can see that. But the item filters coming over for the console players is absolutely huge. If you've been on the Path of Exile 2 Reddit, you've probably seen console players sitting there complaining hard about just having a fully covered screen, can't loot anything, can't do anything. So console players are probably very happy about that. And then just to close it out, they apparently had a little bit of a security concern. Yeah, it is what it is. I'm not really too worried about it. I think they'll get that figured out real quick. So some people will be one way, some people will be the other. I think this is a great patch. I believe that they are absolutely cooking up a banger for the wipe. And I think the community would agree with what they're doing. This is absolutely incredible to see out of a ARPG, especially in early access. Like PoE just has such a dedicated community. This is absolutely awesome. So let me know, what do you guys think? Are you going to get on for the new patch? Holding out till the reset? Comment down below, and boys, we'll put another video out once the big patch comes.